In late August, I told you guys I was accumulating a lot of crypto and Bitcoin, and so far it's paid off handsomely, and I'm up a 60% gain in a few short months. Over half of my net worth is in crypto right now, and I sold off a lot of stocks to put into crypto. And you may be wondering, is it too late for you? Did I miss the Bitcoin train? Is it too late for crypto? And we'll go over game plan in that if you feel a little too late for the train, and I'll show you why it made sense for me at the time to go into crypto instead of staying in stocks. But as usual, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor.
Knowledge.
So let's start with, why is half of my net worth currently in Bitcoin? If you remember my video from August, I was buying Bitcoin right around here in late August before we got the big rush, and I said I was heavily DCing into this time period, and I'm still buying some. But we had to think, what was good about this time period? As you can see, I got a model for the price of Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin Law Corridor up here. And according to this model, at this time period in August, we had at max a 17% drawdown to the bottom. But I knew towards the top of this trend line, we might reach around $130,000 Bitcoin, 100,000, 150,000. Either way, from about 26,000, 25,000, it'd be a 4x. So I was thinking, if I have potentially max drawdown of like 15, 20% right here for a potential 3 to 4x, why would I stay in stocks? Why does it make any sense if my potential upside is so much higher and my downside is pretty limited? Now, a 20% correction in Bitcoin is very typical, right? We see this big fat red candle. It's like 20% in a week. But you really do have a similar risk with stocks. Maybe not in one day, but we can all remember the correction that happened over 2022. Remember COVID. We remember 2008. So if I still had a limited downside risk, but I had the potential for a 4x in a couple years, that would take me years in the stock market, which is why it made sense to transfer most of these assets into cryptocurrency. Of course, I still hold stocks in my retirement accounts, but most of my individual brokerage accounts, it made sense to go into crypto at the time. Now, you may be wondering, it's been a good bet. As of right now, I'm up like 67% for the ones I got in here. You may be wondering, is it too late now? We're at 44. We're going to reach all-time highs probably pretty soon. Should I wait for a dump? Is it going to go down? Is it just going to moon up? Is it going to chop sideways? That's what you may be wondering. And the real answer is no one knows. No one knows what's going to happen. I feel bad. I really should have posted more videos for you guys during this time period about Bitcoin. But that's not where we're at. Now we're up here at about 43,000, and I'm recording on 12/8/2023. So this will be recorded a couple days before I actually post it. But the question is, do I get in now or wait for a potential pullback? And the real question is, what is your risk tolerance? At this point, let's say my potential worst case scenario is we come back down to the support level, which is a 30% correction. But I find that very improbable. You would have been thinking that when it shot up to 37,000, and here we are about 43,000 right now. So the question is, how much of the chances is there pullback? And I don't know. It may just keep mooning. So you have to question with yourself, would it be worth it for me to get in here, withstand a potential 25, 30% correction? If it comes, and it's a big if, for potential 2, 3x at this point from 44, we could probably easily go to 100K, right? So that's a question you're going to ask yourself. Do I want to risk the emotions of a 25% correction? Probably buy in, then immediately dumps, all right? That's always how it goes for a potential 2, 3x at this point. And that's up to you. But that's why I've been DCAing this whole way up, and I will be out of my DCA allocations pretty soon. Don't make the mistake of not getting it in all. If you're waiting here for back down to 20,000, you got left in the dust. If you're waiting around 30,000 to get back down to 25,000, you're left in the dust. What if you're at 44,000, we get left in the dust again? No one knows. No one knows what's going to happen. But you're wondering if it's too late. Let me show you some really good news. So on Google Trends, I typed in crypto for the past 5 years, and we can see this is a really good indicator for tops. You can see on May 9th to the 15th of 2021, this was a pretty good indicator the top was in. May 9th is right here, this big fat red candle. Of course, when all retail comes in, guess what? We get a dump, and then it goes lower and lower and lower, and the retail comes back on October 31st, November 6th, and of course that correlates with a similar top. But if we look at retail, this is just how many people search crypto across the world in the past 5 years. Where is retail trading at? It's so low. It's at a score of 13, and at the bear market, the lowest was 10 or 9. So we've barely went anywhere, and retail is not in this market. Retail is not Googling crypto. So that means someone else is buying, so it's most likely the institutions and it's not retail. So if you're wondering if it's too late, retail is not in this market yet. No one has stepped in and caused the crazy mania like you see during these periods. No one is in. No one, your friends aren't talking about crypto. Your dad's not talking about crypto. Your mom's not talking about crypto yet. When they start talking, then you know you're probably getting close to the top. But no one's looking at it. No one's looking at it according to Google Trends, and this has been a fairly good indicator for the tops. So I'd say you're still very early. If we're at a score of 13 and our search results can go all the way up to 100, there's a long time before this will happen. You can see when we got an uptick, we went from 6 to 18. That was from December to January of 2021. So let's look at that time period. So December to January, we can see was right here on this candle, and we still made a move of 200% when retail finally started getting interested. That was right here on the first uptick. And we didn't even see an uptick in interest yet. We saw a small one from 10 to 16, but it's coming back down. So I'd say you're still very early. There's a good chance this is going to keep going up, but we don't know in the short term. I'm not here for short-term predictions, but worst case scenario, drop back down, maybe another 30%. Best case scenario, let's say late 2024. If we reach all the way up here, that's a 260% gain in not such long, in about a year or 2 years. So it's up to you. Is it worth it? But I'm going to show you guys a cool little tool I found. It's the Bitcoin Cycle Master. You go into this lookintobitcoin.com, make a free account. This is a free indicator. And you can see it's tracked the bottoms and highs very well. They just released this. It's pretty brand new. So if we look at their top of the price range, for the overvalue, it's about 120K. And we're at we're approaching the fair market value right now for Bitcoin. And even then, you can see at most halvings how there's an upward trend for the price. So it'll probably be a little higher. It might be like my simple trend line right here for 150,000, which is my price target, but I'll probably start selling a little bit at 100. So is it too late? Depends on your risk. That's the biggest question for yourself. Could you hold for a 20, 30% correction and keep holding, or is that too much for you? That's the real question. Ask yourself this question. Is it more painful for me to sit on the sidelines and see Bitcoin moon, or is it more painful for me to buy than watch my account lose 20 to 30% over the short term? Those are real questions you'll have to ask yourself. But these are the reasons why I'm holding a lot of Bitcoin. Over half my net worth is in crypto, Ethereum. I got some AVAX as well. Not recommendations, just what I'm holding. Do your own research. Check out lookintobitcoin.com. They got a lot of cool measurements. Most of it's free. Check out Google Trends. It's definitely a good indicator for when you should be looking to sell. You can see these market peaks right here, and we're nowhere close. But none of this is financial advice, and as I said, I'm still holding stocks in my retirement portfolios. So if you want to become a millionaire pretty easily, check out how you can do it right here. Peace.